Okay, boys and girls, today we are going to read a story called This Is Me. So everyone take a minute to look at the cover. Think about who might be telling the story, where the story takes place, what the main idea could be, who are all these characters. Okay, ready? So first what we're going to do, oh, that's a good question. Why do I have this suitcase here? Why do you think I have this suitcase? Do you think maybe it has something to do with the story? Do any of these characters, are they holding a suitcase? You're right here. Okay, so what we're going to do first is I have a couple words that are in the story, and we're going to go over what the words are and what they mean, and think about how they relate to the story. We're going to think of some ideas. Okay, so our first word is barrette. Who knows what a barrette is? It's not a word that we use often anymore, but when I was a little girl, we used it often. Okay, so barrette, it could be any color, different shapes and sizes, and it's the same thing as a hair clip. It's just another name for a hair clip. Abuelo. Who knows what an abuelo is? Or who an abuelo is? Good, it's a grandfather. It's another word for grandfather, and it's using the language Spanish. That's great. Does anybody in this classroom call their grandfather abuelo? Raise your hand. Good, so there are a couple of you. Awesome. Okay, ukulele. It's kind of a silly word. Ukulele. Good. Okay, so it's like a guitar. It's an instrument very similar to a guitar, and you can play it. Awesome. Medal. I think we all know what this is because we have a couple of these hanging up in our classroom. Okay, and passport. I have here a picture of like a little blue book, and then in the background there is a map of the world. So think, what could a passport be? It's this little book that you use, and you can go from country to country in different parts of the world, and it's like your ticket. It's like your ticket out of here. Good. Okay, so now think in your minds, what do you think these words have to do with this story and the suitcase? What do you think it could be? It could be that somebody is taking a vacation and they need these things. Very good. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to start reading. This is me. When we're reading the story, I want you to think about who is telling the story. It looks like there are a lot of characters. Who is telling the story on each page? Is it the same person the whole time? Or does the narrator change? It's a big boat, ship. This is me, a story of who we are and where we came from. My great-grandmother came from a far distant place. She came on a boat with just this small case. Great-grandmother left her family and friends to cross the great sea to a land at the end. Her parents informed her she had no say. Tomorrow we leave for a place far away. So fill up this case with the things you love best. Sadly, you'll have to leave all of the rest. So think about it. Whose story is this? Who's telling this story right now? Back on this page, who did it look like that was telling the story? The teacher, right? Looks like she's telling all of her friends in school about a story about her family, about her great-grandmother. Does she look happy or sad? She looks a little sad. I would feel sad too, I think. Did she wear all her clothes to leave her more space? Could her family album fit in this case? I know she took ribbons and some things to eat, and shoes when they said to take care of her feet. Her whole family tree, pen and pencil set, one writing journal, a comb, and a barrette. Great-great-grandma's necklace, her own handmade doll, that she clutched on her journey when she felt very small. What does the word clutched mean? Clutched. What do you think it means? That she clutched on her journey when she felt very small. Yeah, it probably means that she held it really close to her. How did she do it? What would you take? Would you be scared that you'd make a mistake? How would you know in this case what to pack, and that once you had left, there'd be no coming back? So you, my dear class, have big choices to make. When you bring this case home, what will you take? Wow. So the teacher is telling her students that she wants them to take home this suitcase and do what with it? She wants them to fill it with things that they would take if they were in that same situation as her great-grandmother. Are you starting to think of some ideas of how this is connected to maybe my suitcase and these words up here? Make those connections. I couldn't take paintings or Diglett my rat or trophies or school books or Dad's hand-carved bat. So who do you think is telling the story now? Is it still the teacher? No, it seems like it's this little guy, one of the students in the class. I take lots of photos and the doll my gram sewed and my first in line ticket to Katie's first show. Looks like we have another narrator now. Now it's somebody else telling her story. My punk rocker Barbie caused my mom one too. My barely stuffed bear, old Winnie the Pooh. Abuelo's beret, my ukulele, my St. Christopher medal to look out for me. My USA passport that makes me feel free, my Nintendo DS with my fave Luigi. My signed Harry Potter, my baby tooth tin, my aunt's high school class ring, my dad's navy pin. My Groucho Marx glasses, Weird Al signed CD, my Notre Dame jersey, my karate G. Lego's a camera to film what I leave. If this really happened, it would be hard to believe. But I'd be so excited with all that was new, people and things and me and to do. Great work, Elena, for the time that you took. This suitcase is like your own history book. For who you all are, it isn't just what you've got, but part of what you learn, part is what you're taught. Who you become starts with your past, family histories, and stories that last. This great tide that brought you, seeds ancestors sowed, that took root inside you and helped you to grow. So it looks here like there's all these family pictures of all the different people who told what they would bring in their suitcase. Now you take this case and imagine it's true, that you're leaving and needing to choose what says you. What would you take? Which things would they be that say to the world, hi there, this is me? Okay, so now that we're done reading the story, why do you guys think I have this suitcase here? I put a couple things in here that I would like to share with you that say that this is me. So first I have this little sign. It says, if you work really hard and are kind, amazing things will happen. My grandma used to always say this to me when I was little. If you work really hard and are kind, amazing things will happen. So I would definitely want to take this so that I could always remember that. Another thing that I have here is a hat. And the hat, the T, stands for the school that I went to, the college that I went to. And I haven't been back to visit in such a long time. So I love this hat. And it looks a little worn out because I think I'm going to try to keep it forever. And I have one more thing here, and it's a bracelet. My dad bought this for me when I was born, when I was a baby. And it didn't fit me, but it fits me now. And so now I wear it all the time. So I added it to my suitcase to share with you guys. So now what we're going to do is I want you to think, what would you bring in your suitcase? I don't have a suitcase for you guys to take home, but what I have is a paper with a picture of a suitcase, and I'm going to give it to you, and I want you guys to go back to your seats, and I want you to really think about what you would put in that suitcase. It can be anything that you would bring with you if you were in the same position as our friends in the story. Okay? So take a minute, get back to your seat, and then I'll go ahead and pass out the paper.